Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 32 through 34 of The Double. Ali has arrived at Wanning's palace to discuss Shun's upcoming trial. No need to really beat around the bush here. Ali pretty much asks her what's up her butt. She's a princess. She has it all. Why did she need to do any of this? Wanning says she knows nothing of what she's suffered, but Ali retorts that being married off to a remote place is not an excuse to return and commit these atrocities. Wanning laughs it off, saying no matter what she does, the emperor will never kill her. Then we flash back to Wanning seeing Shun for the first time. This was after she was returned from her marriage and everyone treated her with disdain except for him. He was just so pure and righteous, almost like an alien to her. She wanted to know him. He was married, of course, but that wasn't going to stop her. I actually really liked her explanation of why she fell for him and had mostly assumed this is how it went down. There definitely is something kind of magnetic about meeting someone so completely different from you that you just want to break them open and see what makes them tick. It's a natural thought, just most people wouldn't go to such lengths because they're not insane. Wanning tells Ali that though they never spoke, she saw her with him and hated her. Why did she get to live such a beautiful life with Shun while she had to suffer so much? Ali doesn't care much to hear the story of how Wanning fell in love with her husband and simply tells her there's no way she can save him. She can't bribe or threaten every single witness from the party. But Wanning says she doesn't need to change every testimony, only one. Ali is brought to the basement and faced with a very convincing incentive to lie. He's still alive! Wanning is very pleased with herself, and she should be. What an amazing ace up her sleeve. Ali promises that as long as her brother is safe, she will change her testimony. After a night filled with nightmares of her brother, she follows Papa Jiang into the Court of Judicial Review. Jiang has been fighting hard for her honor, and there are witnesses aplenty in addition to the physical evidence. It's a slam dunk case. But Ali says she can't sign her statement because all of this has been a misunderstanding. She says that night she actually expressed her feelings to Shun, wanting him to accept her. He rejected her, leading to a fight, which is what caused all of this. It's all her fault and she can't let an innocent man's name be besmirched in this manner. What I hope this man is thinking is, okay, my daughter went to see Wanning literally yesterday and now we have this cockamamie story. How could these parts fit together? Okay, good. Ali says this is the absolute truth, but again, I hope her father isn't just going to swallow this. Ali is taken into custody for false testimony and Shun is released. Ali is ready to lie in the bed she made, but asks that he pick up her brother from Princess Wanning. He doesn't end up having to, as Wanning has already delivered her brother to her doorstep in what is a top 10 funniest scene for this drama. Like a sack of potatoes. Shun returns to his shitty life as Wanning's plaything, but this time it seems he's got some plans in motion. He boldly asks Wanning if she would be willing to let him make a move he swears is in their best interests. He wants to marry the fake Jiang Li.
你说什么?
He says it's the perfect way to get their revenge. Ali has already claimed publicly that she loves him, so she has no excuse for rejecting the proposal. Then, once they're married, Wanning can have fun torturing her at home. He promises he has no one but her in his heart and would only be doing this to make her happy. But after that display in the dungeon, girl, come on, you have to know better. This tacky little hairpin, that was enough to convince you? Wanning goes to see Consort Li. They of course have a common enemy in Ali since Consort Li wants revenge for her sister. Wanning tells her she can have her vengeance. All she needs to do is convince the emperor to agree to the marriage. As an added incentive, Wanning tells her that she knows that in the past, Consort Li worked with the royal diviner to set up a consort Xian, making everyone believe she was possessed so she would be killed.
Harem shenanigans never change.
With the threat of this being revealed, Consort Li agrees to go along with her plan. Consort Li approaches her husband with an idea that can clean up this case and resolve the grudges between the Shun family and the Jiang family. After an incident like this, Jiang Li will have trouble finding a match, and since Shun seems willing to forgive her, why not pair them up? She even volunteers to go and see the Jiang family herself to get their approval.
好，就依你吧。臣愿去狱中传旨，接江二娘子出来。
Shun goes to pick up Ali and tell her that wedding bells are in the air.
所以你娶了我一次，杀了我一次，现在要娶我第二次，杀我第二次吗？
Hilarious. He says this time he's trying to protect her, but dude, if I were Shirley, I would rather go back to Junyu Hall. She's not interested, leaving him in the dirt, running outside and right into the arms of Duke Su, who was waiting for her. Oh, so we're no longer playing Maybe I Like You then? Ali is reunited with her brother, who will never be able to walk normally again. She tells him everything that's happened and how she came to find herself masquerading as Jiang Li. He tells her about how he was suddenly attacked by a group of bandits, but they didn't kill him like the story said, they captured him. He woke up to find himself in a dungeon and didn't even realize that Wanning was behind any of this. He had no information the entire time he was trapped. Sounds like hell. Just stuck with no idea who, where, or why. But now he's back, and with their father starting to recover as well, it looks like the Xue family has a second chance at life. In the meantime, Ali needs to figure out how to deal with this impending marriage. She goes to meet with Jiang Li's father to plan their next steps. Days later, when Consort Li arrives to officially give the family the news, she finds her sister waiting for her.
你好漂亮啊，是我啊，姐姐。
Boo! Going crazy is too easy of an out for her. Consort Li and Ali sit down for tea, and Consort Li asks if seeing her sister like that was meant to be a threat. Ali says her stepmother only became like that because she was used by Princess Wanning. The princess is always willing to use people when it suits her, only to drop them like broken old toys when they can no longer be of use to her. She warns Consort Li that whatever Wanning has got on her, it won't end with just one task. She'll keep using her until she drives her to ruin. Yeah, Consort Li doesn't actually want to work for Wanning, but if I were her, I wouldn't trade being Wanning's pawn for being Jiang Li's. Consort Li stays strong, insisting the marriage is still going to happen. Sometime later, Consort Li's birthday is looming, and she tells the emperor that she only wants one thing. She was sick on the day of the Zhao Alliance banquet and has heard stories of how beautifully Shen and Ali played together. She would so dearly love to see it. In no time, the emperor has sent out an invitation for both of them to perform at her B-Day banquet. Duke Su finally tires of waiting on his hands and arrives at the Jiang residence to pick up Ali.
这是去哪儿啊？
去宫里，
去宫里做什么？
求圣上为你我赐婚。
Aww. He's also found evidence of Consort Li framing Consort Shen and says they can use this information to threaten Consort Li into stepping aside while he goes directly to the emperor to plead their case. Sounds like a plan, boo. Let's do this. Ali meets with Consort Li again, and it looks like a success on her end. She promises to get her out from under Wanning's thumb. She only needs to do one thing for her at the birthday banquet. We don't hear what it is, but Consort Li seems amenable. Meanwhile, Duke Su has already made it clear to the emperor that he loves Ali, but the emperor has also made it clear that he would never put Ali above their plans. So they fight a bit about Ali's marriage to Shen, but there's no conclusion, and Duke Su storms out before even bringing up that he wants to be the one to marry her. Instead, he goes straight to Wanning and tells her he has something he can trade for Ali's protection.
这个足够吗？
A childhood trinket? A key? What could it be? Stay tuned. The day of the birthday banquet arrives. As promised, Shen and Ali are guests of honor, and Wanning is invited as well. Does Consort Li not have any friends? This is kinda sad. Shen and Ali are left alone to prepare, and Shen again starts with the "Don't do anything crazy or you'll get hurt, I'm doing this for you." He says if he had half the power Duke Su does, he would also have tried to protect her with everything he had. But unlike Duke Su, he doesn't have armies he can trade for her safety. What? What? Flashback.
这是龙武军的鱼符吗？你把这个东西交给我，天下就要易主了。
谁做天下我无所谓，我只要它。
Wanning is so goofy sometimes. Why are you looking so concerned? You should be grabbing that seal out of his hand. Anyway, the Longwu army seem to be the Imperial SEAL Team 6, the cream of the crop. They'll answer to whomever has this fish, whether or not that person is royalty. So, like the Unsullied. I don't know why I'm making so many Game of Thrones references in this series. They aren't even similar. Duke Su used them earlier to attack the Imperial Guard office, and I would have mentioned them then, but I didn't realize they were actually going to play a part in the story. So until now, the Emperor had them working under Duke Su, but now that Su has given Wanning the fish, they pretty much belong to her, which means they pretty much belong to Cheng. Shen tells Ali that thanks to Duke Su's sacrifice, she will not have to marry him. Duke Su, though, has signed his own death warrant. The Emperor will have his head for this. Heavy, heavy conversation, and they still have to go out and perform. This setting is incredible, by the way. It looks so good. Imagine getting to watch your performances like this. This is the kind of classiness I expect from the royal family. Consort Lee is disappointed with the lackluster performance, and Ali admits that she does indeed have something else on her mind. She tells them all that after Wanning publicly accused her of being the dead Xue Li, it got her wondering if Xue Zhao, the Xue family's son, was really dead as everyone said. She asked Duke Su to look into it, and lo and behold, they found him alive and mostly well. She says once he regains consciousness, they can ask him what happened to him, and maybe Shun will finally get justice for his dead wife. The Emperor thinks this is a great idea and applauds her for her service. She even offers an encore performance to make up for the last one, playing a song she knows means a lot to Shun as they used to play it together. Wanning watches, betrayed, as Shun unravels at the seams. Ali is not going down without a fight. I am mostly satisfied with Wanning's background story. It didn't need to be anything crazy for me to believe that with the power she has, she would just do whatever she wanted, even if it was just a passing fancy. They've also done an excellent job, I think, in giving us the bigger motivation of her and her brother needing to get rid of the Xue family. It wasn't that crazy of a move because their ultimate interests were aligned. What I don't like is how lame she's being about Shun. I was having so much fun watching her play with this man, and now he gives her this cheap hairpin and she's like, so this is love. Does she really think Shun could have anything but hatred for her? I thought she had her head on straight in that regard and was just enjoying toying with him. But now it looks like we're pivoting more towards she genuinely thinks he cares about her and will just do what he asks her to without thinking it through. I mean, maybe not. We'll see how it progresses. Another relationship I wanted to mention. The Emperor is really into Consort Lee, huh? Despite all the shadiness going on, he just never once doubts her intentions. I kept waiting for some kind of reveal here, like drugs or something, but no, I think she just has him wrapped around her finger. He just genuinely adores her. Whatever she wants, he's just like, done. Do you think we could go? Done. And now that we know she's out here killing her sister wives, I mean, does he not know? Does he not care? Guess he's not perfect. We found out way back in episode 12 that she actually used to be his father's consort and he married her despite a bunch of pushback. Gotta be honest, I missed that conversation. And of course I noticed how much older she looks, but then with the lead playing a teenager, I thought, you know, maybe this drama is just kind of doing its own thing when it comes to ages and I didn't want to beat a dead horse. But no, it's mommy issues. And keeping the relationship train going, Duke Su and Ali are one of the best pairings I've seen in a while. I like them a lot. They're just so well matched. I don't think Su would actually be foolish enough to trade the destruction of his country for the off chance they can somehow escape and be together, but even still, this scene was touching because you kind of believe he could love her that much. And who wouldn't? She's incredible. As is he. It wasn't easy making this a believable romance. Remember, about a year ago, she was completely in love with her husband and then he murdered her. Quite a quick turnaround to be ready to love again, but I still buy it. By the way, now that they're being romantic, Ali is starting to more consistently call him by his actual name, Xiao Heng. But you know what? There are like 3 episodes left and I'm not changing now. Finally, random note, but Duke Su has calluses. It just made me realize I don't think I have ever seen that, even though these guys supposedly spend day and night working with swords. Super cool. Till next time, thanks for watching.